Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Welcome to the live trading room. It's good to be with you here. My name is Ashley Reeve. Guys, it's an absolute pleasure. Before we get started, guys, remember the information we discuss in this video is opinion and should not be construed as advice in any way. All right, a warm welcome to everybody. I hope you guys are doing fantastic here today. We're about to get going. Just give a bit of time there for the visuals. It should come on very soon, but I'm sure we can kick it off. It is the 31st of March, ladies and gentlemen, and we're about to get started, yeah? I hope you guys have been checking what's happening with, the markets online and so forth. John, I see you there. There we go. I see you there, John. I see you there. And for all the guys that are here for the very first time, a warm welcome to you as well. We got our marketing team in the chat facility as always, Magic Marketing. They got all the links there for you. If you've not signed up with us, guys, www.tdmarkets.com. The link is below for you to register and open that account. All right. You can also email care@tdmarkets.com. That's our support team. We call them the super support team. So you can get at them right there with the number as well as the email address for any queries. And that's for traders that are getting involved with us for the first time, and obviously our clients that we currently have now. All right, I'm ready to get started, and I hope you are as well. We got some work to do today. All right, there's a lot happening. As we say in South Africa, there's a lot going on. I won't say it the way we know it, but there's a lot going on. From an FX perspective, the stock markets, from a crypto angle, we're seeing a lot of movement. Some is good, some is bad, but for the most part, many people around the world is trying to understand. So where do we go? What do we do? All right. And so what's important to understand is that we're not looking at the price at this point in time in any asset long term. We are doing short sprints at this point in time, all right? And that's the crux, or at least the core principle that I'm going to get out here today, is that we're doing short sprints. We're doing possibly below 100 pips, 100 points, per day, versus what we could get more from a swing medium-term perspective, where you're hitting anywhere from 110 to 140, maybe even 200 or 250 pips. We're looking at just below 100 points or pips there for what we want to share. All right, so maybe just to kick it off, guys, we know that the dollar index is doing a bit weaker today. The dollar is a bit weaker today. We did see the oil price retreat a little bit. In fact, let me quickly get to the oil price as the start to our session here. Once again, if you're here for the first time, I see Netta's there. I did see John. If you're here for the very first time, please feel welcome. And if you're going to be watching the stream a little bit later on, a warm welcome to you as well for being here with us. All right. So here's the oil price, guys. We've obviously reached the high there of 115. And that is the new swing high, basically. What's important for us to know is that we're not anticipating price, or at least the oil price, to come down all the way to the 58 at this point in time. There's just too much tension that is happening. But what I have done is I have put this together as the borders for us to work with, from this swing low to that swing high. You can see this is absolutely insane. The oil price increasing between 40 and 60%. That is a lot in terms of just over a month, basically. We're now 5 weeks into the tension in the Middle East. And so what we're trying to then do now is we want to steer away from the high for now. All right. I know everybody's saying, yeah, we're going to go up further and we're going to reach 120, or we're going to hit those. Yes, sure. That is a possibility. However, there's rejection here and there's rejection. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to find and steer away from the high and try to see, is there something over here all right, in this specific structure there. So I'm going to switch and, to my 4 hour, which is a fantastic, key. You can also use the 6 hour. Beautiful, beautiful movement there, guys. On these ones, the 4 hour, the 6 hour, and even the 8 hour, you can definitely use that. So I'll be using this swing low, this swing high, and this swing low here. All right. And what I want to now check for, I want to check, is there any divergence that's happening? I mentioned to someone this morning that I'm seeing a bit of a slowdown here with the price. All right. And as much as some guys would think that it's only up, there's a bit of a slowdown right now. And you can clearly see it here if you look at that area there, and we're seeing that there is a divergence. So that's good. They're switching, or they are parting ways, and that's important to note. And because of that divergence, I'm expecting then the exhaustion to kick in and for price to actually come down a little bit, not necessarily past 92, but somewhere in the structure. All right. So if I go back to my 4 hour, remember, I'm using 4, but I also do 6 and 8, guys. This is the isolated zone that we are actually dealing with right now. And if you look at it from a 1 hour perspective, you can clearly see here that there is definitely, a bit of exhaustion that has kicked in here as well. Look at that. Definitely exhaustion in the oil price. Now, what's key here is that I want to draw a trend line, at least so you guys can see where price could possibly go to. All right. Just give me a second. Let me just redo this. Let me see if I got this. No, I'm not going to do it like that. I wanted to switch it up. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. I'm going to do it like this. So if you look at it from this specific angle, there is a very big chance that we could come back down to the 96 point area. All right, 96. And I know this goes against popular opinion right now. I'm even going to go as far as to just give something different. Let me see here. All right, I'm going to give you one. I'll give you one area. This is the oil price, just to give context, okay? So I'll say 98. All right, if we continue on this road where we are now, 98. So let me take that off. Let me take that off. And so I can give you, there we go. So $98 a barrel, guys. That is what I'm seeing here from a structural perspective, all right? Now, this here, to give you context, when the oil price surges, all right, and becomes stronger, sorry, I'm not seeing there. Shira, how are you? Denzel, I'm not sure what that means. What's that? I'm not sure what that means, all right? Jules, good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Just be a bit more specific there, all right, Denzel? So the oil price, once it surges to the upside, we're seeing a stronger dollar, all right, because a lot of the commodities obviously is then denominated as such. And because the dollar increases in strength, obviously the DXY ascends, and you're going to find that the gold price, the silver price, and many of the major pairs that's pegged to the dollar, obviously the euro, the pound, the yen, and so forth, the NZD, the AUD, they tend to then, also push to the downside. The stock markets obviously come down, which I mentioned in the opening bell. The stock markets tend to come down when the dollar strengthens, because obviously it's making things a little bit more expensive for companies. And that's what we've been seeing, all right? And so this morning in the opening bell, what I did was I let the guys see that across the board, most exchange or most stock markets, in specificity the US, stock market. We looked at the Euro stocks. We looked at the German DAX, and they were all bearish, finding a bit of support. All right. Now, if the oil price comes down, then we're going to run into this specific thing here. All right, which you're going to see now. That is the major pairs pushing up, which I'm going to show you now. So please bear in mind, this is the context. We're seeing a bit of exhaustion in the oil price. It's currently peaked now today, yesterday at 109. And there's a high probability if it continues like this, we could be coming down. So let's quickly look at the sessions here. There we go. So the Asian session this morning created a low. All right, there's the low at 103. We proceeded up. And so we're stuck in between here now. So what we need is we need price to break the Asian session. The London session is currently on. So we obviously have the New York session that will start, and we're going to see what happens over there. But if we come down here, traders, if we come down here, that's going to be a very good sign for the following. All right, so let's start it off with the gold price. Let's start off with the gold price. The gold price at this point in time, if you look at it from a daily perspective, all right, we have our borders, which is at 5417. So that is the swing high. We have the, let me actually just put a arrow there so you can see. That's the swing high. We then have a swing low over here. All right. So what we're doing is we are looking at what's happening in between that swing high and the swing low. And this is the current structure. So if I switch to a 4-hour time frame, you can see that what we're dealing with is this area over here. And let me just highlight it so you can see. I want to be a bit more detailed. That's why I'm doing this. All right. So this is the structure that we are dealing with right now. So it's either we're going to, continue with dollar strength and the gold price comes down back to this area 4098, which I highlighted, or we're going to come up and we're going to come back to this swing high here at $4,837 per ounce. All right. And that becomes a beautiful area for us also to look at. Now, what's key here is to follow the track of divergence. All right. And here you can see price is actually gathering strength at this support versus on the chart here, we're seeing a bit of weakness. So there's definitely divergence that's set in stone here according to the RSI. Now, guys, the reason why I'm using this is because, many guys cannot trade on the naked charts necessarily. Now, I don't necessarily use, a lot of indicators, but there's been a great demand, to use certain tools just so that we can see, more clarity, a bit more clarity. And that's why you're seeing I'm actually pulling it up. So that I can show, especially when it comes to divergence. So here we have an area that's low and here we have a lower low. But if you look at this area, we have a low here and we have a higher low there. So indicators can indicate certain places that is important for us to take advantage of. And that's exactly what we're doing here. Now, bear in mind, guys, we're sitting on the oil price that is obviously at a critical point. Please understand that. We have been pushing up. It's now correcting. It's given us a swing high. So we have to wait. We are waiting to see, are we going to push down? If we do, then obviously we're going to see some more movement from gold to the upside because it's inversed. All right. It's inversed. That's important. That's important. All right. The second one here is the Euro USD, which has now broken above now. All right. It's already broken above here, guys. So I placed this just before we started. And I said, and what I done was I said that if this price continues to the upside, because there's also divergence here. All right. There's a lot of strength coming in here at the bottom. But you can see that there is a bit of resistance here. So what we need to do is we actually need to move this one a little bit up like that. All right. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an extra line here. All right. That line is basically for us to look at it from a 1-minute perspective and a 5-minute perspective. All right. So if we see a 1-minute or a couple of 1-minute candles close above this area here, I'll be switching to a 5-minute and I'm going to look for a break of structure on that, and I'll explain to you when we get there. I'm going to leave it for now. Just so you do know. All right. So I'm going to leave it for now. Let it do its thing. We can see that there is a bit of resistance. You can see it. The price is weakening at this point to come down. So I'm going to leave it for now. All right. But we're going to come back to it. There's rejection. So we're going to wait and see if in this session we do break to the upside. All right. So let's go to the next one now. GBP USD. It has exactly the same structure as the Euro USD. I'm going to do exactly the same thing. London has created a high. There's the high for today in the London session. That's important. And what I'm actually going to look for here is I'm going to look for exactly the same thing as the Euro USD. Exactly the same thing. Nothing different from that, okay? I'm also going to wait for it to push. I'm going to go to the indices in a moment. So let's just recap. GBP USD looking exactly like Euro USD. Look at that. That's Euro. That's G. Euro, G. So GBP USD, I've moved up to the high. If in this session we get closes above there, that's going to become something very important for us. All right, it's going to be important for us, and we're going to look to possibly trade it to this area over here. All right, that's where we're going to look at for a specific trade. That is about 52 pips. Like I said to you, we are not looking at swing trading, guys. I'm looking at pips less than 100. All right, less than 100 pips. That's what I'm actually looking at here. All right, let's now go to the USD JPY. And you can see it's now broken my structure over there, creating a new swing low. And what's important here is for price to break below this area here. If we can get price to break below that area, then that's going to be very, very good for us. All right. What we're going to look for is to possibly trade price to this swing low here. That was the previous. It was a previous low of a London area, which is at 158. All right, so if I go back to the 1 hour, so you can see it, this is the zone that I would want to trade it to if we get the weaker dollar. All right, that's if the oil price eases back. That's the area that we want to go to. All right, I hope that is 100% clear there. Look at that. So we're just doing a bit of setups first. All right, and then we're gonna, really look at the price from an entry perspective. All right, I'm gonna look at a few options there. So gold, you can see, I'm just looping back. Gold, we are still at that place, still at the resistance. Nothing's moved yet. On the 1 hour, you can see we are still there. Euro USD, the same thing. Look at that now. Look. So we're gonna wait for a couple of minutes. There we go. Maybe this is going to move as quicker than we anticipate. Look at the GBP USD now. Look at that. So Euro USD and GBP USD is proceeding to the upside now. I'm going to wait for some candles now to close above that area. Please pay attention to that. Sunday, I can. Not a problem. I'll do that for you. Not a problem at all. The BTC is on the list. All right. So Euro USD, GBP USD, we can see there's movement there now, guys. USD JPY, there's nothing here yet. We needed to break below. It's already created a low in London today. So we're going to wait for 159. All right. So we set with what we want to do. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of candles that need to form. So the three assets that's moving significantly now is Euro USD, GBP, there we go, GBP USD, and the USD JPY. So look at that now. There's the Euro USD. Guys, I'll be looking at minute entry. So it's going to be considerably higher risk than that of a 4-hour entry or a 3-hour entry. Minute frames are always higher risk because the speculation is quick. All right, it's faster. All right, or quicker. The moment you start trading shorter time frames, that becomes a higher risk. So GBP USD is at that resistance. Let's see. I'm going to get to the BTC now. All right, I'm going to get to the BTC now. I just want to make sure that this does push to the upside. So once again, look at that. It's gone up. Bit of a resistance there. Same there. And there as well. All right, so let me go to BTC in the meantime whilst we wait. All right. So obviously, you guys know from a risk asset perspective, that's where crypto comes in. Much riskier than your traditional assets. We saw that crypto has come down considerably over the past couple of weeks. We're currently at the 66,000 area. But we have hit a resistance at 70,000, which was beautiful for us, right? So here we go. Look at this now. So there we have the 76 zone. So we're in between there now. All right, we're in between. And what's key now is the following. So that zone there. and that zone there. So 72,000. All right, let's see if there's any divergence here. There should be some divergence. Let's just make sure. Oh, yes. Beautiful. Yeah. So over here, we had a high. You can see price. There's a lot of strength at this zone here. Look at that. A lot of strength. So what we want to do with this one in the meantime is we're going to wait for it. We're going to wait for it. We're going to wait for price to actually break there. All right. Once price breaks above that area, that is going to be something for us to look at to go back to the 72,000. So let's just look at the sessions and see what's happening. Yeah, that's it. So we wait for the zone here to be broken. That is today's Asian high. That's today's Asian high. All right. So that's the BTC. Very sleek, simple. There's no issues there. All right. Let's go back quickly. Let's see what's happening here. Euro USD, GBP USD, and the USD JPY. All right. So they're still staying put. Let's move to the NZD USD, which I've also done prior. You can see that this is a key area for us to look at right there. That's at 0.57350. All right. That's a key zone for us to look at there. That's a key zone. And what we are looking for once price, so we're going to do this. All right. That is break of structure. All right. And what we're going to look at just trading it up until there. This is a much smaller move here compared to Euro USD, GBP USD. It's about 40 pips over there. So we're going to try and sprint it to that area if we see a break. All right. So this is structure here. This entire thing here, this entire area, that's structure. From there, this area here is our structure that we are working with at this point in time. All right. Obviously, if it proceeds above there, we trade it to that area over there. So we scaling to the upside, guys. All right. We're scaling to the upside. All right. So let's wait and see how that pans out. Let me loop around again. Gold, because I don't want to miss anything. Euro USD still there. GBP USD still there. USD JPY still there. Let's see, guys. Let's see. Look at the dollar now a little bit there, getting into it. Let's go to the USD Swiss franc. I also have this one here. I'm waiting for price to actually break today's Asian session. If we can break today's Asian session, there is some pips available here as well. Very small movement, 21 points to be exact, or 21 pips. All right. If it obviously breaks that area, guys, that's a different story. So here we're looking at to 0.79, 21. That's a very small movement there. All right. Very, very small or short distance movement. All right. We're seeing that the dollar at this point in time, guys, remember you can also open up an account with us. We have it available on the MT4 where you can trade the dollar index. At this point in time, the dollar index is sitting at about 100 points, and it's at the line of appreciation and depreciation. So whenever a currency is above the 100-point mark in its index, it is seen as appreciating, and vice versa. So if we dip below the 100 a little bit more, we're going to depreciate, and that is important for us. That's important for us. All right. So the US 30 here, guys, very important one here. We have a structure that we're also looking at. This is the structure. From there, this entire area here, that's the structure. All right. Now, if we break over here, we're looking to trade it to that zone over there. And I'm just going to show it to you. That's it right there. That's where we're trading it to. If it breaks above there, that's common sense. All right, guys, obviously we're going to go up a little bit higher. All right, obviously we're going to go up a little bit higher if we are trading, if it breaks above that area. So for now, we're sprinting to these areas here. All right, that's the US 30. S&P 500 is looking quite similar. More divergence on this one on the 1 hour. And you'll notice that I have the 1 hour frame open. And the structure that we are actually trading at this point in time, you can see is this here. So if we break above, that is what we are actually looking at. All right. So from a structural perspective, you can see it's there. all the way down, right there. So the structure that we're actually trading here was created. It started there, came down, 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 and there's a bit of a correction that could come. So guys, what I'm actually pointing out to you is a very, very important thing, all right? When people say break of structure, they don't always know what that means. Some people will think it's that area over there. So what I'm doing is I'm specifically pinpointing the actual structure that gets broken. And if it gets broken, we have, some movement that is the opposite side of what it was. So here we have downside. If it breaks through the trend line and that resistance and this session high, the London session high, all right, then we have the opposite corrective wave coming there to that zone. If it breaks that specific area, the correction is going higher. That's what that means. Then it means it's now moving towards that start of the structure. That's important for you guys to note. Hope you guys are actually following over there. All right. So we are gradually, systematically pushing to the upside. So if we break above, it means this structure is violated. Now we're going to finish up and go up, possibly to go to where it really, really, really started. All right. So let's just keep that in mind. So for now, that's it. That's it. Let's loop back quickly. Let's see what's happening. Nothing yet. All right. Euro USD looks like there's that correction started. There we go. We're above. GBP USD not. USD JPY not. Euro USD, we just went and created a high with a rejection. I said to you, earlier on, I want some candle bodies above there. All right, wicks are not enough. I need candle bodies above there. Candle bodies. Now, this swing high is important. It is a proper swing high. Swing low over here. This is a proper swing low. It's got fantastic momentum that is supporting. This is supporting this move here. All right, so let's see what happens. If we close, I'm going to put on my candle timer so that we can have a little bit more accuracy when it comes to the candles and the closing, okay? So it's rejected there. Look at that. Rejection. Rejection. So let's see what happens now. Let's see what happens now. I'm going to wait for the next two candles. All right, the next two candles I'm going to wait for. And then I'll tell you what I am seeing with the next two candles. So let's see what happens. GBP USD. Nope, rejection. USD, JPY, rejection. All right, so the next two candles, we got 27 seconds left on it. Let's see. NZD, USD, nothing there. Gold, nothing there yet. All right. BTC, nothing. The oil price, nothing yet. We're still waiting. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Let's see if we break. But I'm using Euro USD here. Okay, I'm going to use Euro USD. It's a little bit more liquid right now. 7 seconds left. 6, 5, 4, 3. Okay, next candle I'm waiting for. It's already created a high. Looks like we're pushing to the upside, guys. All right, I'm just waiting a little bit for another two here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take this RSI off, guys, so I have a bit more space for you guys. There we go. GBP USD, let's see. Nothing there yet. Wants to go up, but nothing yet. USD JPY, nothing yet. And guys, if you are trading something there, you can let me know. All right, let me know what you are trading if you'd like as well. We can go check it out, all right? Like with the BTC there, all right? So this is a critical moment. We've created another high. All right, so now I'm waiting for a 5-minute candle to close above this area here now. I've got 3 minutes left. I'm waiting for a 5-minute candle to close above my gray block over there. It's now above. Look at that. 3 minutes left. 3 minutes left. All right. GBP USD, same here. It's following Euro USD. Euro USD is ahead. You can see it. Let's take that off. Euro USD is ahead. USD JPY, there's nothing there yet. Let me take this off as well so you can see. I'm waiting for it to cross 159. All right. NZD USD, this one is very slow. This one is slow, guys. This one is pretty slow. All right. Nothing on USD Swiss franc. S&P 500, nothing here yet. Look at that. We just needed to go above. US 30, nothing. So it looks like the Euro USD is giving us a couple of signals over here. Now, remember, we're trading it. What I'm looking at here is to possibly push it only up till that zone there. All right. And that is roughly about 22 points, 22 pips. And I'm waiting for a 5 minute to close above there. Look at that. It's coming back. There's a rejection here for sure. There's a rejection here for sure. John, I see you on the silver. John, just be careful for silver in times like this. Very volatile. That sucker can drain all your money, okay? I don't know what you are working with there in terms of balance, but just be careful on silver. Silver is very volatile. It's switching up ranges very quickly. I mean, look at this range over here. All right, from 69, it went up to 73. That's massive. That's a lot of movement. All right, that's a lot of movement. All right, so silver, that's the support that we need, and this is the resistance we need to break. Okay, that's it right there. Let me see if I can find the closest. 82. 82. Let's look at Euro USD. 1 minute left. Look at that rejection. Back into the box. Back into the box. GBP back. So Euro USD is rejecting at our area. Look at that. It means it's a very important zone. If that happens, very important zone. Okay. So this one here now, John, let's put on those sessions. Yeah, this will be a beautiful trade, by the way. This is a beautiful trade. This is an absolute stunner, by the way. And you can actually divide this one into two. You don't have to go all the way. Short sprints. Short sprints. 78. 78 to that zone over there if we continue the upward trajectory. All right, so Euro USD, 13 seconds, guys. All right, 13 seconds there. 5, 4. All right, so I've gone in there with, I want to see there's a correction that's going to take place here. There could be a correction that takes place. So I've gotten in there now. And I want to see if there's a correction that's going to take place. If so, what I'm going to be doing is I'll be lacing this one with some more, with buy limits over here, guys. All right, so I have a buy limit in there. Yeah, Euro USD looks fantastic, man. It does. It looks good. Let's just zoom in again and see. That's Euro USD. Let's look at GBP is above. GBP USD is above, but yeah, GBP USD is above. I'm going to do this. So guys, there could be corrections. I mean, you know, it just broke out of an area. So here I'll be waiting for a 5 minute candle above as well. A 5 minute candle Above. Euro USD is already above. Euro USD is already above. I'll monitor this now on a 15-minute time frame. I'm monitoring this now on a 15-minute time frame. All right. So you can see here what price has done is today, Asian session low, higher low, broke the Asian session. Look at that. There we go. And then GBP USD, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. 2 minutes left here. No, 3 minutes, sorry. USD JPY is close, but not there yet. NZD, nope. USD Swiss franc, nope. Stock markets are standing still right now. So 1530, I think we're going to see some movement there, right? Look at the oil price. A bit of a... Yeah, it's going to be interesting. BTC USD, nothing yet. Silver, nothing yet on that one. So it's FX at this point, the major pairs specifically. Is there anyone that found Euro USD to be interesting and engaged? Is there anyone that engaged in the Euro USD? Anyone? Okay, John, you did. All right. All right. All right. All right. Is there anyone else that enjoyed what the Euro USD looks like? So remember, at this point in time, it's just to that area over there, basically. That's what we're looking at this point in time. Short sprints, GBP USD, let's see. Staying put on that support now. Denzel still waiting. All right, Denz, I got you there. All right, all right. GBP USD, nothing yet, guys. And remember, guys, if you're trading something, let Ash know. All right, I'll go into it. All right, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. NAS 100 is also something I wanted to check. Guys, I'm looking at all of the assets that are moving considerably well. All right, just so you do know. All right, that's what I'm looking. I'm looking at the assets that are moving considerably well during the times of high volatility. So there's our border. Wow, this is actually a massive move. It's actually a massive move. So this is going to work out quite similar to what we see there. All right, just give me a second here. There should be divergence here because what we're looking for is strength. Yeah, beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Yes, that's what we're looking for. All right, so the structure to beat, we need to break. All right, there we go. So if we can break hold on for me, guys. Navigator. 1440, guys. We're doing well. Oh, this is actually a stunning move. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. That's actually a fantastic move, eh? So that's what we're looking at. So the US stock indices are looking similar. All right. So Euro USD, we're still above, struggling, but I mean, look at GBP USD's come in now. USD JPY still struggling there. NZD still struggling. So we did push to the upside, guys. All right. We did push to the upside. Please make a note of this. 1.14898. That's a key area for the guys that, for myself as an example, right? So I will look at key areas where I would not want to stay inside of a specific trade once it passes a certain area. And I'll be looking at an hourly frame for that. So if I get an hourly frame that closes beneath here, I would not stay in this specific trade. If an hourly candle closes beneath 1.14898, I'm not staying in here. All right, I'm getting out. I'm getting out. For as long as price is above the 1.14898, I'm staying in here. It doesn't matter to me. We can wait till tomorrow. It's fine. At this point in time, there may be volatility, but the volatility is not always what people say it is. It has the one movement which is great to the upside or the downside. You know, it can go from one price range to the next very quickly. But when a market is volatile, it also means that it can take some time, like 2 days, 3 days, and then it moves rapidly. That's what can also happen. So we mustn't forget that. All right, we mustn't forget that. All right. So 1.14898, if an hour candle closes beneath there, then I will not stay in here, because I had said to you guys, we're watching the oil price. If the oil price continues to go to the upside, then we're going to get the major pairs coming down. So hence I said to you, trading on minute frames is risky. Because, and especially at a time like this, all right? So you can see there's a lot of consolidation in the oil price right now. Look at that, all right? If we go up, this has the ability to come down. So does this. This will then obviously push to the upside, the USD JPY. That's important, all right? Hold on. John, it's been good so far about the gold. Will it impulse or keep on correcting? At this point in time, the gold price is still staying where it is. We need 4620. Denzel, I'm going to be with you now, but maybe just, Denzel, if I do ask you that, just say what I must go back to. All right. Just say what I must actually go back to there. All right. And then Shira, the exit on the Euro USD. So obviously remember it's scalping. So I can't say this is the specific place that you need to get out. All right. But if you want a specific area that's a little bit more accurate, this is optional. Obviously, guys, we cannot give advice and say you have to exit here. This is the construct of the charts at this point in time. So I can't say to you, you have to exit here. That is something that you need to decide. We cannot tell our client, do this or do that. It's not within our scope at this point, yeah? So 1.15268 is where that stop happens. All right, that's that stop there, 1.15268. All right, and then maybe just for the gold price, all right? The oil. Okay, cool. I'm going to go there I'm going to go to that now, right, my friend? I'm going to go there now. Kat, the gold price, my friend, like I was saying here, you know, it's really still just consolidating in the zone. There's a lot of divergence here. If the oil price pushes to the downside, we can see some of the gold come up here. That's going to be fantastic. It's still just really in a range at this point in time. And when you see, the breaking news, or you see an article saying that gold has gone up now. No, go to the chart and go and see by how much it went up. That's the key there. Go onto the chart, because that analysis could be a intraday, area where they took a 15-minute view and saw price push up and then give that specific report. So always go to the chart and go and look at the chart and understand by how much did that gold price go up. That's a very important point. All right. And then for Denzel there, but so here we are with the oil price. Yeah. On the hourly frame, it's sitting at 106. I mentioned to the guys now when we started off that if price continues to come down here today, all right, 98, we could see 98 maybe in a day or two. Now, remember, today's Tuesday. All right, today's Tuesday, guys. There's still quite a few days left for us to see some form of movement. And if you look at the pattern that's currently happening, it looks like every 2 days, there's a lot of movement in oil. Every 2 days, all right? That's minimum. All right, there's one. Do you see that? Or at least that's when price moved. Then 1, 2. Do you see that? 1, 2. So the pattern currently, every 2 days, we're seeing oil, all right, make some form of move. Are we together there? You can see it here too. All right. So their price moved. 1, 2. Look at that. Are we together there? That's very, 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 very important. In certain instances, over that move there, it was 1, 2. Do you see that? So this is more or less almost 2.25 of days. But 2 is the minimum. 2 is the minimum. That's a very important point there. So let's see what the oil price does today. Let's go back to Euro USD. If you are in Euro USD right now, who's seeing some profits here, guys? Anyone seeing some profits? GBP USD, I'm waiting for the 5-minute to close above there before I do anything. GBP USD, I'm waiting for it to close above there. And USD JPY, I'm not doing anything here yet. This is a little bit interesting because obviously the yen has its own government internal issues that's happening. And at this point in time, we're waiting to see how that actually turns out, yeah? S&P 500, nothing there yet. US 30, nothing there yet as well. And NAS, nothing here yet. GBP USD. So we got 2 minutes left on GU. Gold price, nothing there for CAT. John, Mercury. Look at that. Nothing yet, but we're waiting for 74.59. So even USD Swiss franc, look at that. Bit of a correction here now. Yeah. So we're waiting. We're waiting. From an hourly perspective, this looks very nice. I mean, it looks fantastic, guys. Look at that. It looks beautiful. But again, we need to wait. You have to also wait for the 1530 move, guys. The US Open. All right. There's a lot of candles bunching up here at this resistance. I'm happy I didn't go in here yet. There's a lot of resistance here. Absolutely. I'm actually going to further this now. I'm bringing it up slightly. There. And then if I get a 5-minute above there, I'm going to enter to that specific one over there. That is sitting at 1.32480. That's a 5-minute. I'm waiting for a 5-minute above 1.32480. That's what I'm going to be looking out for. Bit of a retreat now. You can see it there. Bit of a retreat. And remember, guys, I said that from an hourly perspective, if there's a red candle closing, not a retest, not a wick, a body. If a candle body closes beneath 1.14898, I will not stay in this specific trade. I will get out. The ideal situation would be for us to go there and then push up to that zone, because that's where I'm going to enter some more volumes. The moment I see a break there, I'm going to enter with more volumes to take it to that specific zone over there. So right now, the only focus is 1.15268 for now. That's the only focus at this point in time. All right. There we go, John. I see you. So guys, it's a very, very interesting one here today. To be frank and very honest with you guys, very interesting. We obviously, don't forget, it's the NFP week that we also have. We have the labor report. A lot of analysts are obviously saying that there has been a bit of a slowdown. The U.S. labor market is still stable, though. And there's a lot of AI, or at least automated infrastructure that the U.S. has in place for energy, refinery, and distribution and so forth. And that's why the U.S. labor market is not actually feeling it as much. Yes, the slowdown is there, but it's not as what it used to be before they had the automation, or at least the infrastructure that they have now. There's a cushion over there now. All right, in terms of layoffs, people not having jobs anymore. There is a lot of infrastructure that has replaced what people used to do. It's now obviously being done in a totally different way. So there is an important element to this week's NFP report, because we're getting the CPI report next week Friday, and then we're going to see what's happening with the inflation, and that's going to give us an indication about the interest rates and if there's possible cuts. Look at GBP USD now. Hopefully we're going to see it rise above in 3 minutes, above the 1.32480. So the Euro USD, guys, those are the two that's really looking good at this point in time, all right? Euro USD and GBP USD is the ones that I'm looking at this point in time. The NAS, not so much now. The US 30, those ones I'll be checking out at 3:30, though. We'll be looking at those at 3:30, all right? And then we have NZD USD, no. Now, this looks like a little bit of a head and shoulder pattern here, but you know, at the end of the day, it would need to go through the criteria to be deemed as a head and shoulder pattern. But nonetheless, we're going to wait and see. Euro USD right now, GBP USD, 14.52 at this moment in time. We will have another trading room, obviously, on Thursday, guys. We will have another one on Thursday to do a follow-up. Look at this GBP USD now. It's like it wants to push to the upside. Look at that. We're on the 5-minute frame at this point in time. 5-minute frame. We up again. We up again. We up again. We up again. Let's see. Even in times of volatility, guys, you're going to find that there's a lot of mixed signals coming through. So you'll generally see a big fight between buyers and sellers, and you're going to spot all the big candles in certain zones. Look at this area here. Look at this area here. Look at this area here. There's 3 zones, even here 4. There's 4 zones just in this one structure here, 4 zones of a lot of fighting between buyers and sellers. It's because of the tension that we're seeing all around the world here. All right, so it's very, very interesting. And guys, you know, it's good to see all these things in real time. It's very important to see these things in real time. All right. Is there anyone that's seeing profits right now? Anyone seeing profits on Euro USD? Yeah? Put in the chat facility there, guys. Big struggle at that resistance, guys. Big struggle. It's almost as if it's standing still right now. Look at this. Look at that. Standing still at this point in time. All right. About a minute left here for us. Now, what's important to note about this here, this swing high, all right, these next 2 candles, 1 and 2, has not given us any momentum to the downside, all right? The same happened when this was the swing high. We had 1, 2. Price did correct, but it went up again. So the same's happening now. We have 1, 2. These candles, the language of the candles is that it's not saying that we're going to push all the way down at this moment in time. All right. This swing high here, we're waiting for price to find a bit of support. That's what we're waiting for. Let's quickly look here. So this is a correction taking place now. Yeah, look at that. There's no divergence here, guys. The divergence is here, there, and there. So this is a valid structure. This is a valid structure. It's looking beautiful. All right, so guys, we're going to wait for the 15:30 news. We're going to see what happens when the US opens those doors. I'll actually be checking it from now already, from 3 o'clock, pre-open. I'll be looking at pre-open here. All right. Guys, let's see how this thing turns out. Euro USD has made headway. GBP USD has made headway to the upside. USD JPY not. Gold has not. It's still in a consolidated zone. Silver is also still consolidating at this point in time. I haven't gotten into anything there. The S&P 500 is still consolidating. US 30 the same, as well as the NAS 100. The oil price, lastly, here is still stuck in today's move here. There hasn't been any movement yet. All right, we've reached a low at Asia this morning at 103. We've created a high in the Asian session as well. It actually started off strong, 109, came down to 103. London session, very consolidated. You can see it. The London session is consolidating. So the start of the New York, we're waiting to see what New York will do. Will we get a burst out or break out, whatever you want to call it, all right, from this low or from this high? So watch these two areas here, all right, during the opening of the New York session. All right, and then I'll see you guys obviously at on Thursday again. We'll have another session with you guys as a follow-up. The guys can check in the chat facility there for our website, www.tdmarkets.com. You can also email care@tdmarkets.com. Guys, what's important, the link to register your account is in the chat facility. You can just scroll up there as well and you'll find it right there. It's going to be important for you guys if you want to get in touch with anyone that from our support team that you'd like to chat to about your account. Obviously, if you have an account manager, you should have. If you have opened up that account, then you can also speak to your account manager for any questions on your profile, if there's anything that you're unclear of. And then obviously with the academy, join us in our sessions, guys, our educational sessions every day, Mondays to Fridays, 10 o'clock. That's the beginners. We got the 3:30 session, intermediary, and the 6 o'clock one there in the evening at 6 o'clock, 1800 hours. That's the advanced, 3:30 and 6 o'clock. All right, I'll see you guys soon Thursday. Follow up. Have a good one. Ashley Reeve here